Okay.
Hello again.
Sony. This was a lackluster conference.
But a bit of me. See, I haven't. I read up on what Sony done. I didn't actually watch the whole conference. I saw a meme afterwards. If it was just two people racing and then the first person set off quicker and the second person set off afterwards and beat them just before the finish line, and they'd named the first one Microsoft and the second one Sony. So I went into reading Sony's thinking, Sony are going to smash it. No, not so much. I don't know who made that meme, but no, last year maybe.
Microsoft had a little bit of a show, whereas Sony, they had no showmanship, no presentation this year. And Sean Layden, who's done E3 years before, he looked really uncomfortable on stage this year. I noticed it straight away. I was like, is he okay? But yeah, it was just dull, this whole show.
From Microsoft the day
Which is a shame, because some of what they announced is good stuff, but they just didn't give it the enthusiasm. They started with Uncharted The Lost Legacy.
A spin-off, not another Uncharted
It's not
game.
Uncharted 5. It's a spin-off featuring...
Spin-offs could go two ways, can't they?
Yeah.
Might be
I can't remember.
How does it look?
Is it Zoe or Chloe? I can't remember her name. But from...
Chloe.
She's from Uncharted 2 and 3. Might have been in 4, I never played 4.
Yeah.
It's basically an Uncharted game with her in it, so Nathan Drake.
Okay. Fair enough, we'll see how that goes.
I'm a bit iffy about the Uncharted games. I like the first one, but 2 and 3 got too combat heavy and the combat's not great.
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn Frozen Wilds is just DLC.
It annoys me when DLC gets announced at E3.
Well,
it shouldn't be there.
Yeah,
E3 is for new games, new consoles, new things, not bits of games that have been out half a year already.
Well, they didn't really have anything to show the DLC. They literally just showed here's some Frozen Wilds.
And it's Horizon Zero Dawn was announced last year, wasn't it?
It's a new fucking game.
Yeah, it's only just come out, and it's great that they're doing DLC for it, but it shouldn't be at E3. It doesn't need to be at E3.
Wait for a bit and then say, here's what the DLC will contain.
Yeah. Overwatch, for example. The DLC all the fucking time.
Yeah.
You know, at least once every couple of months you get a new map, new hero, whatever. But they don't plaster it over bloody conferences and this, that and the other.
They have BlizzCon.
They have BlizzCon, but no, that's what I mean then. But they don't, all through the year, they don't go to all these and announce things. You know, they might have one big announcement for their game at BlizzCon and that's it. Everything else is just announced over the years. DLC doesn't belong at E3. It doesn't.
So next thing, Days Gone.
Sony's answer to State of Decay, I believe.
Well,
I don't know if it's as interactive.
It looks like The Last of Us. Like, the environments look like The Last of Us. The character models even animate kind of like The Last of Us.
Yes, actually, because I was watching this thinking it was. I saw screenshots. And
which is weird, because now they're competing with themselves. I don't get it. They have The Last of Us. They've kind of made another one, but
they might have done it on purpose.
It's got more traditional zombies in it. But they're more like 28 Days Later zombies, where they run. I'm not arsed about this game at all. But if there's one thing I can say, the way the zombies move in it is interesting. Because they swarm, and the way they move, it's almost like water, like liquid. I'd rather they made a different kind of game where maybe you're on like a ship and it's sinking, and use what they've done with the zombies as water or something. You've got to escape from the water. Really cool. I think there might be a game like that already called Hydrophobia. I never played it. Then they moved on to Monster Hunter World.
Was this one of their big announcements? I've seen them trying to advertise this afterwards.
Well, it didn't play like a huge announcement, but then none of these did. That's the problem with the Sony conference. I've not played a Monster Hunter game properly, but I have played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, which has like Monster Hunter World levels in it.
Yeah.
It's fun, I suppose, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Not played any of that series.
Shadow of the Colossus remake.
Shadow of the Colossus is probably one of the most loved games on PS2. But I think part of that is because it was on PS2 and it was impressive on the PS2.
Yeah.
I don't see the point remaking it for PS4.
They've only just released the sequel, didn't they?
Well, yeah, kind of. The Last Guardian is sort of that, and Eco, Shadow of the Colossus, and Last Guardian. I think are all in the same universe. But yeah, Shadow of the Colossus. Yeah, like I said, it's kind of redundant to remake it because what made it so amazing was what they did with...
Yeah, just remaking a game for the sake of remaking it.
It's a good game, don't get me wrong. great game, but it doesn't need a remake. And they showed, Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite story mode. This was kind of funny to watch.
Yeah.
Just because of how they interacted with each other. You got like Captain America and Thanos and talking to like X from Mega Man and Chun-Li and Chris Redfield standing in the background. It's like, it's a little bit bizarre. As just a fighting game, it works because it's just wacky fun. When it looks like they're trying to make a serious story, that's not the direction to go. I think if you're going to do a story mode, make it wacky as heck. It got near that. At the end of the trailer, there was like a bit between Rocket Raccoon from Guardians of the Galaxy and asking to borrow Dante's ebony and ivory pistols from Devil May Cry. That was more what I think the game should be. Not like a serious, we stop the baddies. Also, does not look like anywhere near as fun a fighting game as the Dragon Ball game did. Call of Duty World War II.
I think it looks quite good. Personally, because it goes back to their roots of early World Wars, which is the way I think they should go.
It looks good.
Because the best Call of Duty was the first one they ever made, World War II. Brilliant. Part of what made that good though, it was only on PC, although they did release a 360 port for it that you could download, but one multiplayer.
Yeah, I've got that version. I played Classic.
Yeah,
that's one
the multiplayer of the first one was best because there was programs you could get to make your own maps, modify your weapons and all that. And people could host their own server that way with all these modified maps, brand new maps, and you played some absolutely incredible content. And they just let it happen. They didn't care. But these days, it doesn't happen so much. It does somewhat, but
I'd like to think they've gone to World War II because they know that's what made the series in the first place.
Yeah.
But a big voice in my head is saying no, it's because of Battlefield 1.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
Definitely. I know, too much of a coincidence.
Call of Duty, I remember last year we said the same thing about Infinite World. It actually looks pretty decent. It came out and it was like, shite. So we'll have to reserve judgment on that one. Skyrim VR.
Skyrim
again. A lot of Skyrim this year.
Skyrim's never going to end.
Skyrim's more like getting like Minecraft now.
Yeah, it's got VR.
VR. This is where they basically started talking about VR games. So yeah, Skyrim and VR, that could be interesting, I guess.
Yeah. You know what they should have done with VR? Drop the price a little bit. Brilliant.
They need more adopters before that'll happen.
Sell a camera and VR pack, so you can actually play the VR.
So they not do a pack? I thought they did, where they throw in move controllers as well. Unless that's just with the console. I don't know.
I've only seen it with the console. They might do it separate.
Star Child VR. I don't remember this one.
Another VR game then. Fair play.
The Impatient
VR.
This looks really good. This is a horror game set in an asylum, so it's right up your alley.
Yeah. Sounds good.
I'll
play it when he gets it.
It seems apparent that it's a prequel to Until Dawn as well.
Sounds good.
Because there's an asylum in Until Dawn, and they think it's this asylum. But the asylum in Until Dawn is abandoned by that point, but it looks like it's this one. It's made by Supermassive Games as well, so. Monster of the Deep, Final Fantasy 15, was basically. Right, there's got to be more to this than what they showed in the trailer. So all they showed in the trailer was the characters from Final Fantasy 15 fishing
in VR.
I've
seen a clip of this. I didn't realise it was Final Fantasy. I thought it was a fishing game.
It looks like Sega Bass Fishing VR. There's got to be more to it, but because it's called Monster of the Deep. They can't be talking about that fucking tiddler that he pulls out of the pond.
You know how? Bear with me. You know, in Final Fantasy there's a lot of grinding in the MMO anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like that, and you've got to fish the same spot for 10 hours straight before you get this massive fuck off thing you got to fight. If you don't, you got to fish again for 10 hours straight.
I don't know.
Wouldn't surprise me.
There's got to be more to that one. They just did. Bravo Team.
FPS.
FPS on VR. It looks like the most generic shooter you'll ever see, but it's in VR. So that's that. To me, that's the only hook.
Yeah.
If it wasn't for that, it would look. Even the graphics didn't look all that impressive. It looks kind of. Moss VR. This is where you guide like a mouse through like a little maze.
Oh, okay.
And I think you interact in the environment, a bit like Lemmings. Right? I think you like interact with the environment to lead it where it needs to go. Sort of one of those VR games where you're not actually in like the world first person view. You're actually sort of observing the world from like a god point.
Cool.
Because they showed a couple of things like that on the demo disc with VR, and I haven't seen many games like that yet.
Yeah.
That could be kind of cool. God of War.
Continuing from last year.
But it looks better this year.
Oh, good.
It looks much better this year. This year,
It looked bad last year.
well, last year it looked a little bit just slow and too much like Horizon.
Now you've said
it looked a lot like Horizon. This year it looked more like God of War.
Okay.
The camera's still close up, like almost like Resi 4 camera.
Yeah.
But there is more hacking and slashing this time.
Okay.
The camera stays for you, and it's slower than it used to be in the old games. But and it looks like they haven't completely abandoned the whole Greek mythology thing, because there's a couple of references to it. But it's Norse mythology now.
Oh, it's good.
The sort of thing about the game is you're kind of guiding a kid around. Like Kratos is a dad in this one, so we'll see how that works out. Because that could go badly. Annoying sidekick character. We'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
Detroit Become Human. This
interactive film again.
This is by the guy. This is David Cage. This guy that did Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. Two games that I like, but the more I see of this one, the less excited I get.
Okay.
I can't put my finger on what it is, but I think it might be the idea.
Yeah.
The basic storyline is you control a bunch of synthetic humans.
Oh yes. Was this announced last year?
I'm sure it was announced before that, but yeah, it's been
talked about before. About it E3
last year there was a scene where they confronted a guy on a roof.
On a roof, yeah.
This year it was literally just his. This year it was just sort of the general overview of the game. It's like you can either form a rebellion and fight against the humans, or you can try and form some sort of peaceful.
Okay.
But it's getting more generic every time I see it, which is a shame. Destiny 2.
Don't really know why it was a Sony one. Was it a Sony exclusive before? No, because it wasn't. It was on Xbox. It's coming to PC. That's the thing. I don't get why it was announced here, because the big thing about Destiny 2 is it's coming to PC because Blizzard are helping them.
What it is they like to say, can we show that? Pay us a little bit. We'll give you a little bit of money. We'll show it at our conference, because then people associate it with them.
Yeah.
The thing about Destiny is people lean to it being more PlayStation just because Bungie won't make any Xbox games anymore.
Yeah.
Is the thing. I never got back on the Destiny train after.
I never played it.
After I stopped playing the first one.
I've actually heard it's decent, but I've never played it.
The thing about Destiny, I've heard it when it first came out. It wasn't great because I played it when it came out. I've heard it's really good now. Now that they've done all the updates and all the DLC, like 2 years on, Destiny's a really good game now.
No, they're releasing
but now I'm sort of lost interest.
Yeah.
Which is a shame, because if the game's good now, it's a shame.
Yeah.
And then they ended with Spider-Man.
Which, from what you told me, looks really good.
It looks a lot of fun. Spider-Man games, when they're done well, are really fun. Spider-Man on PS1 and Spider-Man 2 on PS2, both great games. This one looks like, some of it looks like the old like Spider-Man 2 on PS2, but when you actually get to combat and things, it's Arkham.
Yeah.
It's Spider-Man Arkham City, basically. Yeah. The combat is just exactly the same.
You know, it would be cool if it's that much like Arkham. They've done a VR bit of a Batman Arkham, didn't they?
I don't know if it would work with Spider-Man though.
I think it could in a way.
No, because Batman has the mansion, the Batcave.
Spider-Man has
the unique Gotham City.
Is it New York?
Yeah, but New York's a real place.
Yeah, Gotham
City, you can do whatever you want to make Gotham look cool and Gothic, whereas New York has to look like New York. And if you live in New York, you don't get any of that experience.
It's not. You do if you're swinging around it.
I don't know how that would work. People get
move control. You'd have to have the move control.
I'm more about the motion of it. Like people get motion sick.
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
But the other thing about Spider-Man is he's a high school kid.
Yeah.
It's not like you're a billionaire playboy with a mansion and a Batcave. You're Peter Parker at high school, just working photographer on the side and then going home to your aunt's house. You know what I mean? It's like those. They did tease Miles Morales in it though. He's like the other Spider-Man as opposed to Peter Parker.
Okay.
He's very popular among readers. I don't know much about him though. I only know Peter.
I know,
Ben,
about Spider-Man.
Ben Riley. So,
yeah, and that was the end of the Sony.
That was Sony's. That was Black.
So it was very short in comparison to Xbox.
Yeah, it was about half as
nothing
long.
really to get excited about, to be honest. If you're fans of specific games, like for example, if you're a big fan of Final Fantasy, you might have got excited about going fishing in Final Fantasy.
Spider-Man is the one I'm looking forward to on this list. I'm glad they showed VR stuff.
Yeah.
I was very worried that they would skip over VR this year.
I don't think they will, because it's still kind of exclusive to them for the PC.
Yeah.
Call of Duty, I'm looking forward to, but again, it was only
fine.
announced at Sony. Yeah. It's not exclusive to them by
That's
any
on all
means.
systems.
So, Skyrim VR, Skyrim players will love that. But if it's coming on Sony, then it's probably already on PC VR in some way or another. If not officially, someone will have done it in a mod. Which is always the way it's going to be. If someone can mod it, eventually it'll come to console.
Yeah. It was an okay conference, but it was a bit bland.
Yeah. Bland conference.
Bland conference. So.
We'll see you.
Can you take that into the kitchen and just ask them to taste that conference? Come back next time for Nintendo.
Or Xbox, depending on what order you've watched this.
Yeah. We're doing Nintendo next.
Yeah.